Thanks for being here.
I wasn't sure how long I was supposed to dance, so.
You can dance, you can not dance, you can whatever you want. It's your time.
Thanks,
but hi, thanks for being here. We have not met.
We have not in person. I actually went to one of your shows, your live shows. My daughter took me there in Hollywood, Florida, and it was amazing.
Oh, thanks.
I was in the audience just waving at you.
You should have said hi. I'm a fan. You're fantastic.
You.
I'm always impressed by people who achieve great success and start with nothing at all. I mean, it's like the story that we're all looking for, that formula. You had $40 and you turned your business into a $6 billion business.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know.
Absolutely, thank you.
So talk about that.
You know, I had $40 and I stood on the corner on 1989, Good Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I made a bunch of hats that night prior and I sold $800 worth of hats in the first hour. And I remember saying to myself, I'm never gonna work for anybody ever again for the rest of my life. And reality sat in and I worked at Red Lobster for 5 years after that. But it was at least the first touch of it.
And your mother she taught you how to sew, right?
Yeah, my mother taught me everything. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to sell. But when I ended up having about $300,000 worth of orders later on in my life for FUBU, she put up the house to manufacture the orders because I got turned down by 27 banks. So she went out and got a $100,000 loan on our house, and I have no idea how, because the house is worth 75. Till today, I haven't asked her what she did for the rest of the month. Shout out to moms.
Well, she probably has been taken care of by you.
Mothers are the ultimate angel investors, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you don't have social media at the time, which did not exist,
right.
How do you, and you said you started on the street selling hats.
Yeah.
And then how did you get the word out without social media?
I moved up to T-shirts, and what I did was I had 10 T-shirts, and I live in Hollis, Queens, where a lot of rappers came from, LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, and I'd go to every video set I could over the course of 10 years with the same 10 T-shirts, and I'd put the T-shirt on a wrapper, and then I'd take them back. And then I'd keep going back to the sets and putting them on a wrapper and taking them back. People started seeing them in the videos.
So it's basically just seeing people wearing your clothing, that image, and it's just like, I gotta have that. Like, and how do you know that that's gonna be a cool factor?
Well, I was putting it on cool people. I was putting it on the big guys who nobody ever wanted to mess with.
Yeah.
And then the rappers would start wearing it. But then I was always going out to see who was the more fashionable person, not the person who everybody knew. And they would tell me most of the time to get out of here. But then once I started getting on those people, they were giving me the feedback on what they wanted and what they didn't want. Same thing I do on Shark Tank now.
Yeah. So, and speaking of Shark Tank, so you, how fast do you know, I asked Mark Hewitt and Barbara the same question, how quickly do you know when someone walks out that you're gonna invest?
I know in approximately 15 minutes. Those shows are about an hour. It takes about an hour to film each pitch. I know in about 15 minutes because I gotta hear the story, and then I gotta hear how many times they fail, and then I gotta see if I just like them personally.
Yeah.
But if the idea is really great and I know that I'm gonna make money,
yeah.
Steve Jobs, he's dead. He doesn't call me. Elon Musk doesn't call me. None of those people call me. Jeff Bezos don't call me. I just send my money over to them. But if I'm going to invest in a company or hire a person, I got to like them. My team has to like them.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I just think it would be tricky if you go, oh, that's going to make money, but I can't work with this person. But you got enough money, you don't have to worry about that. And I know it's important. You're mentoring now young entrepreneurs this summer.
Yes. Absolutely. I have a program that I'm working with a great company called ID Tech, and this is showing how young kids can go to a camp, a virtual camp, and show them how to code and things of that nature. So when they want to come up with the next Minecraft or Among Us or create the next Facebook, they don't have to think of going to work at Facebook. They should think of creating their own version of becoming a next tech giant. And this starts all now. When they're playing these games, they can be creating these games. Anything that anybody in this world consumes, they can sell.
But that being said, you know, a lot of, especially really young people now, want instant success without the hard work. And it does take long hours and hard work to achieve what you're talking about. It's not just like, oh, I don't want to work for anybody. I'm gonna, like you said, you worked at Red Lobster.
Absolutely. Well, they have to love what they're doing. Anybody that I've seen that goes out and tries to only make money, they get tired of it, or anytime they come up with hardships, they just quit. They have to love what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because remember, anything in this world that you see started with one person that had one idea that took one action. And they have to be able to do that and put the work in, because technology has made things easier, but the problem is it's made things easier for everybody.
Yep.
So you have to get up before everybody and be willing to go to bed after everybody.
Yep, exactly. All right, we're going to get some questions from the audience, and you're going to give some advice, and everyone's going to get rich. All right, we'll be back. You're going to give some great advice to these people. Gabriela Cavazos, I believe, is what is the best first investment for a young married couple that a young married couple can make?
All right, so a married couple, when they first get together, they should be setting goals collectively. And that's the sexiest thing you can ever do as a couple, to set goals together. But their financial goals, they have to get financial intelligence and set 10, 20, and 50-year-old goals. Now, the important part is when they start bringing people into the world, if they are kids, they have to give their kids financial intelligence, because the reality is, as much as you save, if your kids don't have financial intelligence, you're going to be in trouble, because the stats are that your kids will take care of you 2 times longer than you've taken care of them. So all the financial intelligence you have to save to live in the Bahamas, if your kids don't have financial intelligence, you'll be in a bingo hole with a dirty diaper strapped to yourself, you know, when you didn't want to be. So financial intelligence.
Yep. Emily Zippery, what's your name?
Emily Zippery.
That's right. What's your question, Emily?
So I'm a salon owner, and I'm working in an area with a lot of competition from other salons. What's your best advice for standing out and developing a strong brand identity?
Okay, so any business you're in, you're going to have a lot of competition. The #1 product in Shark Tank history that got an investment is Bombas socks. It's just socks. But you have to be able to put yourself and describe yourself or your business in 2 to 5 words. Apple think different, Nike just do it, FUBU for us, by us. Then get your customers to be your biggest ambassadors. User-generated content. Give them discounts or affiliate ways to talk and show what you're doing and all the great styles. And more people come into your salon, then they will get preferable treatment or better rates or whatever the case is. But use your customers. That's your army.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Janaya Whitsitt from Washington. Janaya, what's your question?
Hi, my question is, do you recommend that young adults invest in this volatile stock market?
You know, there's going to be so many levels of investment. People will tell you real estate, people tell you stocks, NFTs, crypto. The more important part is to educate yourself on where you're excited about. I only invest in stocks that will disrupt my life. So if Uber goes away and I go back to being a black person trying to catch a cab on the streets of New York City, I'm in trouble, right? So I'm going to keep Uber there, right? Amazon, my wife will, I don't know what she'll do, but I'll at least be able to get out of the door Monday morning because of all the Amazon boxes. Invest in things that if it disrupts your life, it will go away, it will hurt you, just like Facebook. Think about it, all your Facebook and your Instagram pictures went away. So invest in companies that you like, but learn about them first.
Thank you so much.
Just real quick, what do you think? I mean, I just heard a crazy story of someone investing in Bitcoin 10 years ago and turning $25,000 into $800 million.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something people should be investing in right now?
It is not. It has to be something that you really, that person was probably a miner or somebody who was really, really into it in crypto at an early stage. You have to be, it has to be something you're super, super excited about, because every market is $1 billion market. But if you just keep running around throwing things into other things that you don't know about, you'll never follow it, you'll never keep educating yourself on it.
Okay. What advice, this is Ariel Frenchman from New York. What advice or information do you wish you knew when you first started managing a team?
Really getting to know them really, really well and knowing what makes them tick. You know how I said you have to put yourself in 2 to 5 words? Ask your team what their 2 to 5 words are. You may find that they're super creative even though they're working over here. And also allow your team to fail and fail fast, but be transparent. They also have to be responsible for those things, but allowing them to fail and fail fast. And if you don't have the money to reward them, then give them acknowledgement and various other things and ways to earn up. 80% of my team started off as interns.
Wow. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. This has been great.
No problem.
All
My
right.
pleasure. I love seeing everybody out here.
I know. I love seeing the smiling faces. Shark Tank airs Fridays at 8 on ABC. We'll be back.